As promised on this show, we're going to cover it all. Today's events, politics, entertainment, law, crime stories, all with the intention of keeping you informed of what's going to happen next. And right now, there are several high-profile cases working their way through the courts that so many people are talking about, not only because they involve celebrities, but because they are going to make you pause and ask yourself, wait a minute, what actually happened here? One of them, the deaths of Rob and Michele Reiner. New reporting by TMZ suggests their son, Nick, who's accused of their murders, is suffering such severe mental illness behind bars that he's acting, quote, childlike in jail. Reports of schizophrenia surfaced almost immediately after his arrest. So were the deaths of his parents preventable? Did he know what he allegedly did? Two, the child sexual abuse allegations against actor Timothy Busfield. We've been covering it every night. Because as we reported yesterday, Busfield is out of custody. He's free on his own recognizance as he waits trial. The judge pointed to his clear lack of criminal history. And even if the claims are unfounded, is the damage already done to his case, to his PR? My next guest is no stranger to high-profile cases, and his name will be familiar to anybody following the Reiner saga. Alan Jackson is a criminal defense attorney who until recently represented Nick Reiner. He was a key player in the exoneration of Karen Reed, the Massachusetts woman accused of hitting her cop boyfriend with a car, leaving him to die in the snow. It was a case that divided all of America. And Alan Jackson joins me now in his first television interview since that acquittal. Alan, thank you so much for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Nice to see you, Jesse. How are you?
Great, great. And listen, thank you so much for coming on Premiere Week. I got to talk to you about a lot of different things, including the podcast with Karen Reed. Talk about that too, okay?
Good,
let's just get it out of the way, okay? Because I know a lot of people are going to ask. I know you are limited in what you can say about Nick Reiner. I'm not even going to ask you why you had to step away. You already addressed that. There's not really much you can say. I understand it. I'm an attorney. But I do have to ask you one specific question. You're an attorney. You choose your words very carefully. You said on the courthouse steps that Nick Reiner is, quote, not guilty of murder. When I heard that, you didn't say he didn't do it. You didn't say someone else is responsible. You didn't say the real killer is out there. To me, that said that under the law, you believe he's not guilty, meaning not guilty by reason of insanity, self-defense. Am I on the right track about that at all, about what you meant?
So I'm going to stick with what I said on the courthouse steps for exactly the reasons that you just suggested. As you indicated, you're a lawyer, you get it. I'm limited by legally and ethically what I can say, what I can talk about openly. Given the fact that I've investigated the case, we had the case from the very beginning, and as I indicated in a public statement, that we investigated this thing from top to bottom, back to front. As I said before, for 3 solid weeks, we uncovered every single thing you could possibly uncover, at least up to that moment, with regard to Nick's case. Absolutely. There's no question in my mind that pursuant to the laws of the state of California, pursuant to the laws of this state, Nick Reiner is not guilty of murder. And I will stick by that. I stand by it. I still believe it. I believed it then. I believe it now. Every day that goes by, I'm more solid in my belief that under the laws of this state, he's not guilty. And my hope is that the justice system sees its way clear to establish that.
And real quick follow-up, and I'm going to move on. Do you think that this could have been prevented in any way?
You know, I'll leave it at this, Jesse, and I don't mean to be coy about it,
no,
but I know a lot of information that I cannot disclose, but I will say this. One of the prior guests on the show before you, Katie's show, talked about the mental health system in America and the breakdown of the mental health system in America. Do I think that this tragedy, this absolute tragedy, could have been avoided? Of course it could have. Of course it could have been avoided. There's a lot to uncover, and a lot of layers of the onion to peel back as it relates to, generally speaking, the mental health industry writ large here in the United States.
All right, I appreciate that. I appreciate you sharing what you can. I got to talk.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.